I've got all the primary drive side of this Royal Enfield Electra X back together now, and I have actually just briefly started it and run it, and everything seems to be working and sounding a lot better. So much so, I wish that I had made a recording of just how bad this engine sounded before. It was clattering and rattling, and that was all to do with the engine sprocket being not only a sloppy fit on its, well, I wouldn't say sloppy fit, but you could sort of rotate it backwards and forwards. It was okay radially on the main shaft, but there was a bit of fore and aft slop in it, and the big nut that tightens it to the crankshaft wasn't fully tightened against it, and I've come across that before on these machines, and they really do sound like the big end of the engine has failed and is on its way out in a big way. But like I say, I've got nothing that I can demonstrate what it sounded like before with, but let's demonstrate what it sounds like now, shall we? I'll just put the camera down. I'm going to use the electric start because that's all functioning again now. Let's see, put that there. Hopefully I've got it aimed about right. Got to swing it around this way a little bit. There. I always pull the decompressor before I hit the start button on these. Get the engine spinning first, then drop the decompressor, and that takes a lot of strain off the sprag and the starter motor. There we go. I guess you'll just have to take my word for it that it sounds a lot better than it did before. It really did sound as if it was time to get the engine apart and get the crank out and change the big end. All thanks to that nut between the generator flywheel and the engine sprocket not being done up hard against the engine sprocket. That's the effect it can have. I mean, this engine now sounds like it would have done when it was brand new. I bet it's a long time since the owner heard it sounding like this. And I think towards the end of the video where I rode this machine last year, you can certainly hear that it sounded quite clattery then. Well, it was worse than that by now. So I'm pleased with it. And I'm pretty sure the owner will be pleased as well. And again, as well as starting them on the decompressor, it's a good idea to use it to stop them as well. That way you get no bounce back from the crankshaft against the sprag clutch. And everything should last as long as possible done like that. So there we are. That's another one ready to leave the workshop and make space for the next one.